This is a very good example of what we discussed yesterday. Those involved in what is happening in the industry are here with us today, and they will give us a detailed information of what we have to know to do them in the industry. Not that, even if I want to be a researcher in the field of security, become one of the most important areas in computer science, and I think right place. Just relax, pay attention, and gain much knowledge. Thank you.
In the response, I think a lot of people are probably ahead. We are hungry. Don't worry, we have snacks for you. So you see, the energy is now coming. So what do you say? CITSA or CITSA? CITSA. Good. You know, we used to be all students. I was here in the university at the time. When we go for programs, the most important for us is the 10:30, to be honest. Do you agree with me? Good. But this is a very important session for us. You know, I have a passion as a little story about myself. When I went to university, I wanted to get into the academia, but somehow I managed not to get into it, and I went into the industry. I was in the telecom industry for 21, 22 years. I was vice president for Millicom Africa, and also senior vice president for Airtel Tigo. But now I'm working for cyber. And my passion has always been to try and translate what we learned in school to the industry and vice versa. Because I remember when I finished school, I graduated as an electrical engineer, first class, top of my class. I came home on a Friday, I got a job on a Saturday and started working on a Monday. And I was posted to Kumasi immediately. And when I went to Kumasi, the engineer said, okay, this is a switch, so it's your problem, you need to take care of it. And he left me there. And you can imagine, I had no clue, even what a switch is. And I'm talking about not computers, I'm talking about the telecom switch. And I tell you, I struggled for about a month. Fortunately, we had all the manuals, so I started learning. We look like, as a class, you can see we are about 24 years in the market. We have done projects. Actually, we have done more than 500 projects in the last 10 years across 50 countries. So this is who we are as Cyber. Our head office is in Singapore, and we have operations in Ghana, in Jordan, in Poland, in Tanzania, Rwanda, Egypt, and several other countries which are probably not mentioned here. We do three main things. Actually, we do cybersecurity, we do digital transformation, and then we do telecommunications. However, our focus here as an organization in Ghana is in the cybersecurity domain. That is in Ghana. And we have been in Ghana for just 3 years. Not the 20 plus years, of course, we have been in existence, but we have been in Ghana for 3 years. Now, here I want to spend a bit of time to explain some of the things that we do. So, first of all, we do what we call security consulting. And some of you might want to go into this. Look, every single line here is a career path. Sometimes when you talk about security, people think about just network security and stuff like that. But every single line here is a career path in itself. And in fact, even within these, we have various areas of specialty. So again, like I said when I started, I'm here to introduce the company, but I'm also here to educate you so that you can make decisions based on where you want to focus as a security specialist. That is, if you want to get into the security domain. These days, people, when you talk about computer science, you always think about coding. But let's be very clear that as the world digitizes, we introduce efficiencies. And as we introduce efficiencies, we also introduce risks. Because as soon as you put your leg on one side of the internet, it means that you are exposed to these risks. So the first area that we focus on is what we call security solutions. Sorry, I'll start the security solutions. So here you can talk about the offensive capabilities within the cybersecurity domain. And when I say, and we have solutions in this domain, when I say offensive, that is what probably most of you know. That is the hacking. What we are trying to do is trying to attack the networks and then find vulnerability. So our job in this domain is that we are white hat hackers. So we are ethical hackers. We go to organizations, we try to hack our way into their network, and then when we find these vulnerabilities in their networks, we help them to resolve these vulnerabilities. So that when the bad guys come, they will not find these vulnerabilities. Now, some of you may ask, how often do you do this? But we have some companies that are asking us to do it on a weekly basis because vulnerabilities are appearing almost every day. You can have a system that doesn't have a vulnerability today, but tomorrow somebody will find a zero-day vulnerability. Yeah. So it is very important that you continuously find or hack the systems of these companies to find these vulnerabilities. And when we talk about hacking, there are even different parts. Some can focus, some of our team members focus on websites, some of them focus on mobile apps, some focus on systems. I'm talking about networks, servers, and stuff like that. We even have specialists on secure code review. That is people who have a programming background, but then will be able to understand and be able to look for, I would say, holes or vulnerabilities within a code that has been written. So this is what we do when we talk about security. So the second part is what we call the defensive part, which is the managed security services. And there, when we say defensive, it means that you sit like a security man, by the gate there, and then you inspect whoever is coming in to make sure that nobody is coming in to come and rob you or stuff like that. But we do that in a digital way, not like a physical way. What we do is that we have a tool, what we call a CM. Some of you might have heard about it. It's security information and event management system. And with these tools, we install in all the critical systems of the organization. And when we talk about information security, these are the policies, the processes that you need to have as an organization to ensure that your network or your systems are implemented in a secure manner. So these are more policy driven. There are standards that you can talk about. You have the ISO 27001, for those of you who know. You have the NIST standards. You have, when you want to talk about Visa and MasterCard, you have what we call PCI DSS. And so we have organizations in these domains to have the right policies and procedures. And then finally, we have what we call digital forensics. I'm sure most of you have also heard about this. Here we are behaving like a policeman, basically investigating a crime. Somebody has hacked the network, and we come in and then we try to understand how the hack happened, what happened, and how we will be able to resolve these challenges in future. So this is what we do for digital forensics. And the last and not the least, and probably most important for an organization is awareness training. You can build all the fences, you can have all the firewalls, you can have everything. But then if the organization itself is not aware, or the people within the organizations are not aware of the risks or the potentials of let's say clicking the phishing email and stuff like that, you will always be hacked as an organization. So it's very important that we train ourselves to know which email which link to click and which links not to click. Can anybody tell me how much that industry is worth? It's a very popular number. No, I'm talking about a number, an absolute number. Just a number, sorry? So raise your hands and just tell. Yes. 5 billion, yes. $5 billion. That's is it big enough? Okay, so what is it? Sorry? Okay. So look, it's not a joke, yeah? Industry is $6 trillion. Yeah? And this is 2019 statistics, by the way. So by now it has even gone to probably 7. So what it means is that the bad guys, the hackers, they are sitting on an industry that is worth 6 trillion. Okay? And when you have a $6 trillion industry, you run it like an organization. You have a CEO, you have a research organization, you have a CTO, you have everything. Okay. Of course, there are many institutions that does that aggregates to this number. But this number is a very important number. I mean, if you have these attacks are caused by human error. When I say human error, I mean easy passwords. I can guarantee you that if some of my hackers come here, he can guess most of your passwords. 95% of the time, we can get it. We can crack the passwords. It's very easy. Your mother's name, 1, 2, 3, 4, your date of birth, It's always around that. So a lot of the challenges that we have are around easy passwords and unsecure devices and stuff like that. Now we also can say these days you hear about ransomware, you hear about malwares and stuff like that. There are about 4,000 attacks, ransomware attacks on a daily basis. I'm just trying to give you this information to see the size of this industry. Sometimes we always think about this fraud, the Ghana card, the fraud, people call you trying to get your details and stuff like that. Those are the small ones. Yeah? Those are the very small ones. But there are big ones that are happening, and we must focus on it if we want to be professionals in this industry. A few more facts that I want to talk about. 94% of malware are delivered through emails. 94% of malwares are delivered through emails. It means that you can have all the firewalls, you can have everything, but if you are not very conscious, especially reading the fine print, you click an email or you click a link, and immediately you click, we install a backdoor, and through that backdoor, we just start spreading within your information like an octopus or like a virus. Yeah. So this is very important to talk about. A lot of companies also, 65% of companies have passwords that are not expiring. I know that you are students here, but most of you, I believe, don't change your passwords. Look, a lot of companies, before you are hacked, the hacker has been in your network or in your environment for at least 6 months before even he tries to attack. Hackers were in the network for 9 months, and nobody knew. Okay, so all they were understanding is who is approving what, how does the money flow, and the day they strike, in 30 minutes they withdrew 240,000 euros from the ATMs. Yeah? So we have a system that helps you to fight. Look at the last one, Equifax. There was a data breach. In Ghana, when there's a data breach, we don't really, now we have a cybersecurity authority. So now the cybersecurity authority is trying to streamline activities within the industry. However, in other parts of the world, when your as a company, your organization is breached, you will be fined. Yeah? You can see the fines here. You can see Amazon and Google were fined $135 million. You can see Uber was fined $148 million. British Airways was fined $238. These are $1 million, not $1 million. And then you can see Equifax there was fined 1.4 billion US dollars, because hackers were able to breach the data. So this is a very, very serious problem. Potential legal ramifications, potential legal issues when it comes to data breaches. And again, if you go into the area or if you focus on information security, as a career path, you will be able to help organizations to minimize these challenges that they have. Organization in Ghana, we won this last year actually, and then we also won the National Communication Awards, the Cybersecurity Consulting Brand of the Year. Okay, we won that. And in fact, today as I sat here, I was told that we have won the 2022 National Communication Award for the second time in a row. So, as an organization, I'm also trying to sell my organization to you so that you can come and work for us. Yeah. We are doing great things. We have a young team of professionals, very balanced. You know, you can see the panel. There are 2 male, 2 female. We are very balanced. The ladies here don't think that security is for the boys alone. In fact, the girls do it better. Yeah. Anyway. So this is what we do. These are some of our customers. Ghana Commercial Bank, McDonald's, MTN, Mantra, Airtel, Tigo, and stuff like that. So this is what we do as an organization, as a company. Just to summarize, you have 3 or 4 parts in the industry. You can focus on information security as a career path. You can focus on defensive security. You can focus on offensive security, and you can also focus on forensic or digital forensics. These are the career paths that you have.